Rev it up and welcome to Cars Yeah, show number 1241. I'm celebrating Women's History Month this March by having 21 inspiring women, the movers and shakers who work in the automotive industry. So here we go.
And whenever there's an issue, I kind of remind myself that everything is going to work out.
This is Cars Yeah, where you'll enjoy interviews with inspiring automotive enthusiasts. Mark Green is here to provide you with a fuel injection of automotive inspiration. So get in, sit down, buckle up, and get ready for a wild ride here on Cars Yeah.
Hey, this is Mark Green. Join me at the Classic Auto Show in Costa Mesa, California, this March 16th and 17th at the Orange County Fair and Events Center. I'll be the celebrity stage MC conducting live interviews with past Cars Yeah guests, including Adam Carolla, the Grand Marshal, Dave Kindig from Bitchin' Rides, Wayne Carini from Chasing Classic Cars, Mark Warman from Graveyard Cars, Mike Finnegan from Roadkill, Bogey from All Girls Garage, Big Mike, Import Tuner and Builder, and Lynn St. James, an iconic race car driver. I hope I'll see you at the Classic Auto Show. For more information, go to theclassicautoshow.com. That's theclassicautoshow.com. Hello, automotive enthusiasts. I'm revved up and so excited to introduce today's very special guest, calling in from Motor City, Michigan, Rachel Blatt. Rachel, are you buckled up and ready for a fun ride?
I absolutely am.
All right, here we go. Rachel Blatt is the founder of Royalty Logistics, an automotive transport and shipping company located in Ferndale, Michigan. Royalty Logistics is a certified women-owned company that specializes in moving vehicles for auto auctions, rental car companies, and dealerships. Growing up in Michigan, she was a huge fan of classic cars and attended the Dream Cruise and North American Auto Show every year with her family. Rachel previously worked in the tech sector and decided that the auto transport business would be her way into the auto industry where she could share her passion and love for cars. Rachel excelled as the top transport broker at Wholesale Inc. and United Road before venturing out on her own company. She's a huge fan of continuous self-improvement and is on a mission to help her customers and make everyone around her a huge success. So Rachel, I've told our listeners just a little bit about you. Would you take a brief moment, share a little more about your business and a very obvious passion for automobiles?
Thanks. Well, listen, I am so excited to be on your show, and I really appreciate you having me.
Thank you.
We are a growing company, and I think what, makes, we call it the secret sauce, is that we really care about getting cars delivered to you quickly and on time, safely within the budget of your thing. So I'm really out there kind of looking out for people. And I think because we are a women-owned company, we look at things a little from a different perspective, and we kind of add a little bit of care and compassion for things that don't always go right in automotive transport. So
absolutely,
yeah. So that's kind of how we're doing it. We're growing, and we're going through these kind of growing pains. We recently got our certification to become women-owned, and that was huge for us. We're hoping that kind of allows us into some other new markets, as maybe we do a lot of used cars right now, and hopefully that will gain us access into some of the new car market. So we're excited about that.
There you go. Well, a very motherly touch. I know you're a mother, so let's put it that way. Mothers always take great care of the things that they're responsible for. So sounds good to me. Well, as we continue on your journey, I always like to start with a success quote. It's a way to get I'd like to say my inspirational tires turning here on Cars Yeah. So Rachel, take the wheel.
One of my favorite inspirational quotes, and really it's a mantra too, we have it posted all over our wall, is everything always works out. There's a lot of uncontrollable variables, especially in automotive transport. You're dealing with drivers, you're dealing with traffic, you're dealing with, multiple vehicles, large places. It just doesn't always work out at the time, but in the big scheme of things, everything always works out. And whenever there's an issue, I kind of remind myself that everything is going to work out, and it always does. And we can kind of just breathe a sigh of relief that everything is just going to work out.
Yeah. To me, that saying is great in the sense that it gives you a positive attitude no matter what. A lot of people like to create a lot of drama out of things. Some things are very dramatic. Some things can go out of control. But if you always have a positive attitude and you go into saying, you know what, it is going to work out. Let's find a way to make this work out. It makes your day so much nicer, even when things might be falling around or you're falling down around you. So I like that quote very much. Well, let's go back in time a little bit. You used to hang out, Motor City, that's the place to be for cars. You used to go to car shows with your family. Could you share a story that instigated your personal passion for cars? Is there a pivotal moment when you knew you were indeed a car gal?
I had always loved cars and appreciated their beauty and just what they represented, and especially being from the Motor City and how our whole sort of economy was around the beauty of cars and how they've kind of progressed over the years. But it really wasn't until I started working at my last company where they were buying and selling like a variety of vehicles that I really got my firsthand taste where I could put my hands on these cars. I could drive them, that I really started becoming a real car lover myself, where that became like something that I wanted to go out and purchase and, have in my life more often.
Sure. When you were a little girl, were there any cars that really stood out for you that you went, man, I want to have one of those someday?
I really love the Barracuda. I just think that is just a sexy car. The Bel Air, we got to see a lot of those during the Dream Cruise, and there's just so many beautiful vehicles out there. And then of course, like Mustangs, I'm a Mustang girl as well. So, there's lots of vehicles out there that I appreciate and love.
American muscle, it sounds like.
I like some foreign cars too. And I think, as we go along too, it made me think about what I really loved about cars, Yeah, so that was exciting.
Cool. Well, let's take a look at some of the many roads you've driven down. Running your own company is fraught with ups and downs, challenges, of course. I'd love for you to walk us down the road here and talk about a big challenge or a big failure that you faced along the way. These are great learning lessons. They might not feel so good at the time, but they do teach us some really valuable lessons. So tell us about one of your experiences and let us know how that helped you gain even more momentum as you moved forward in your career and your business and your life.
I have a couple of these ones, and maybe not so much a challenge on the first one, but it was sort of like a decision I made. So the first thing that I ever did was, I had been going along in my career and I came to a point where I needed to make a decision. And I heard this saying, it was like, see what you're truly capable of or reach your potential. And so I remember I went and I sat down at my desk one day and I was like, I want to see what I'm really capable of. And I just went for it. I just like blocked out like any things of, I've reached, that's enough. Or, that should be good to please other people. I really wanted to see what I was capable of and push my limits. And that far exceeded my own expectations, where I just grew my business into something very massive. My other sort of challenge, lesson, failure with that is sort of being able to take something to a certain level and realize that is the only level that you can get at. Like there is no higher. And how you have to be willing to kind of let go of where things were at. And I don't know if this is making sense, and maybe I can try to explain it a little better after again. But I built a company for my last company. I built a branch and it was beautiful. Then it could only get to a certain level. Like I could only push with the resources that I had available to a certain level. And I knew that if we kind of broke down some rules, I could push again to the next level. But I wasn't able to do that unless I let go of what I built. So, which was beautiful. It was beautiful and it was working and it was amazing, but it was stuck. And so in order for me to kind of get to the next level, I had to become willing to let go and then start over again and try it a different way. And that's something that I do. If something's not working, I try to figure out a way that it can. And sometimes you have to be willing to let go of the old ways,
Absolutely. I've been in that situation. And one of the things, the words I hate when you're working for any kind of company or with any company is, well, that's the way we've always done it. Mm-hmm. Because those are the kiss of death words in my mind. Like, well, Okay, if that's the way we've always done it, then we are limiting ourselves to growth. And if we don't change, we're going to always be the way we are. Is that kind of what you were facing there?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just had I had a beautiful job, and it was very scary to kind of go out on my own and start my own venture and build my own brand. I was very safe over at my last company. It was a good company, it was safe, but it wasn't the right vehicle per se to get me on the road to where I wanted to go. I have dreams of building a very big business here, and you got to start somewhere. But I knew that under the current circumstances, it just wasn't the right vehicle. So I had to become willing to let go. It's like kind of like selling a Cadillac, like you don't want to. And you have to kind of get into like your little Honda Civic for a little while in order to get to the Lamborghini person.
There you go. There you go. Well, let's have a little bit of fun and talk about your first special car, vehicle, bike, truck, whatever that might be, and maybe share a memory you have about that vehicle.
Okay, so my this is going back to one of my very first vehicles. So I had a 1995 teal blue Plymouth Duster with the stripes on it.
Cool.
It was a stick shift, and it was a V8 engine, and I love that car. Probably not the best driver on the planet, but at one point and this might get me in trouble. I'm sorry. This was back in the day before they realized you shouldn't do all these things while you're driving, but I could shift, put my mascara on, drink my coffee, drive, listen, change my music, so I was just having a real fun time in that car. And I took a trip with it across the country, and it was one of those things where it was a good car. We bought it used, and, just drove it until it was dead, and it was a good run.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like a fun ride. Drive it till it's dead. How about seller's remorse? Is there a car you've let go that you wish you had back other than the one you killed?
I had a 2013 Equinox that I sold, and I traded it in for a 2018. I don't think I should have done that. I really missed the chrome package that I had on my last car, and it was paid off. And, sometimes you're like, oh, why did I do that? And,
oh, yeah.
But what I really miss about it is that chrome package. I don't have that on my new car, and I really wish I would have done that. So
yeah, well, you're not the only one here, Rachel. I've talked to over 1,240 people before you, and everybody has a seller's remorse. Well, almost everybody. Some people don't look back; they go, "No, I was done with that one. I'm on to the next one." But most people do. Mostly, it's the memories with the cars, I think, that we miss even more than the cars. Kind of like an old boyfriend or girlfriend. The memories are better than going back. So I always say move forward. Well, I would love to talk about what has you excited and fired up about your company, Royalty Logistics, this year. Maybe talk to the listeners here a little bit about the services and things that you provide and what has you excited about building this business in 2019.
Sure. So anybody needs to move to transport a vehicle, either they're moving down south for the summer, or they're bringing it to a show, or sometimes we have dealers trading vehicles. We have used car managers buying vehicles at an auction and needing them to bring back to their store. We have rental car companies that are sort of selling their vehicles to some other dealerships. There's lots of vehicles moving around the country. And so whenever somebody needs to do that, they call me up, and I provide that service. So I get your car from point A to point B. And that's kind of what I do. I have cars moving all over the country. We're doing some importing and exporting through Canada. And we're just expanding our Canadian partnerships to sort of move inter-Canada. Right now we move like US to Canada, Canada to US, but not so much inter-Canada. So that's exciting. We just finished and we're certified as women owned. So I'm hoping that opens up some doors. And really, that's kind of like what I'm most proud of, is that most of our management team here at Royalty Logistics is all women. We all are working very hard to sort of make this a success. We are growing in the short time that we have been in business so far. We've done over $1 million in business, close to 2 million. So it's just a very exciting time where we're kind of growing and figuring things out. We have a bunch of causes that we care about. Recently we spoke with one of our trucking companies that we worked very closely with. And, we found out that he is no longer able to operate his truck because he lost his eye in a freak accident. And so we're kind of working on some causes to create a better life for some of our truck drivers, to support women who want to get in this industry that may have been kind of pushed down in other areas, just to kind of, break through that glass ceiling and see if this company can reach its true potential.
Nice. And if people want to reach out to you, what's the best way for them to contact you?
The best way to contact us is either through our website, which is www.royaltyshipships.com, or you can call our main line, which is 248-808-6777. We have plenty of people to answer your phone calls and get you to the right person depending on what your needs are. That's the best way.
Very cool. Well, Rachel, up next is the last lap before we put the pedal to the metal. Let's say thank you to today's Cars Yeah sponsor. Everyone who knows me knows I'm really picky when it comes to my cars and keeping them looking new. I'm a huge fan of Covercraft floor mats. I've protected my vehicle with their products for decades. Want to keep your vehicle's interior looking new? It's easy with Covercraft floor mats. They will protect your vehicle's factory carpets from daily abuse, weather, pets, children, weekend adventures, and those everyday spills. It's a fast, easy, and stylish way to keep your vehicle looking new. Covercraft floor mats come in a wide variety of styles, materials, and configurations, all designed for maximum protection. In addition to Premier Plush and Berber custom floor mats, you'll also find cargo liners, canine cargo area liners, dash covers, and sunscreens. Enhance your vehicle's looks while protecting the factory finishes with easy-to-install and easy-to-clean floor mats. Covercraft is the right choice. Learn more today at covercraft.com and tell them Mark at Cars Yeah sent you. That's covercraft.com. Are you looking for a way to get your products or services into the ears of thousands of automotive enthusiasts around the globe? I can help. This is Mark Green here at Cars Yeah, and I'd be honored to be an influencer and ambassador for your brand in a unique and personal way. 5 days a week, thousands of subscribers and listeners enjoy the Cars Yeah podcast and website. Contact me today and I'll show you how at mark@carsyeah.com or connect with me through the Cars Yeah website at carsyeah.com. Hey, Mark Green here from the Cars Yeah podcast. Did you know you can now see me on the Cars Yeah TV show? That's right. Cars Yeah is now on MAV TV. I visit some of the past Cars Yeah guests and take you along for the ride. Go to mavtv.com to learn more where you can enjoy Cars Yeah TV. MAV TV is also available on DirecTV, Fubo TV, Fios by Verizon, or you can stream it through mavtv.com online. And they said I only had a face for podcasting. All right, Rachel, here's a very introspective question for you. If you woke up tomorrow and you were a car, a vehicle, a truck, a bike, whatever, parked in the garage, what would Rachel be and why? And it's not so much what you want to be, it's how you perceive yourself manifested into a vehicle.
Okay, this was an interesting question, and it really got me thinking about what kind of vehicle that would kind of represent me. And maybe represent me not now, but in the future. Right now, you can consider me like a 2019 Chevrolet Equinox, very practical, kind of safe, nothing too flashy. But that's not where I went. My company is Royalty. And so I thought the best place for me to kind of figure out what kind of car I'd be manifested in is like a Bentley. So I would like a purple Bentley, because purple is my color, and you'll see that all over our website and whatnot. But, that is kind of where I see myself in the future, sort of very refined, very sophisticated, meticulous in the details, and just sort of like a luxury brand.
There you go. Well, this is very interesting because Since this whole month of March, I'm having all women who are in the automotive industry on the show. The guest before you was Valerie Thompson. Valerie's known for going over 300 miles per hour on a motorcycle, but her answer to that question was the same as yours, was a Bentley. So very interesting. We'll see if this trend continues here with tomorrow's guest on Cars Yeah. All right, Rachel, we are entering the last lap, and I'm going to fire off a series of questions and ask you to give our listeners some very quick blips of the throttle answers. So here we go. What's the best automotive or transport advice you've ever received?
Well, that's okay. I didn't do transport advice, but my transport advice would be to make sure that you are with a high quality company that knows what they're doing. So you want to not just ask the person about the company, but ask the person that you are dealing with their experience. You may get a very inexperienced person at a very reputable company. What you're looking for is an experienced person at a reputable company. And my best automotive advice is buy low, sell high.
Of course, all the time. Would you share one of your personal habits you believe has contributed to your many successes over the years?
Yeah, about maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I started meditation, and I meditate every single night. That sort of helps me manage stress along with filling my head with a little bit of more positive outlook on life, and it has been tremendously helpful.
Yeah, great thing, meditation. Now, how about a resource? There are lots of great resources out there these days for us enthusiasts. Is there one you'd like to share?
I really don't have a place where you can go. I mean, a lot of people in the industry that I work with, they go and look at car news, automotive news, and things like that.
Well, we'll go with those. They both sound like good resources. Now, if I could arrange for you to have a drink with anyone in the automotive industry, living or deceased, who would it be?
I'm going to go with Henry Ford. And the reason why is I really look up to him in certain aspects. One of them is that he had a vision, and he took that vision and he made it into reality.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's that's the name that comes up, I should say, the most when I ask that question on this show. The second most frequent name would be Carroll Shelby. So again, interesting, two dynamic guys, somewhat related with Ford when you think about the Cobra, Ford Power. So yeah, very cool. Henry Ford. That'd be neat.
And the other reason is he gave a lot of people who generally wouldn't have the opportunity to be wealthy and provide good lives for them. And that is something that I really care about. Now, if you wanted to know if you asked that question, if they were just alive without being dead, I would go with Mary Barra, who is the CEO of General Motors, and just kind of look at how she runs a multi-billion-dollar automotive company and all the struggles that they've had recently and just how to get through them.
Not a job that doesn't come out with a lot of stress. Hopefully she's learned to meditate as well. Oh my gosh. Now, how about a book? Is there a book you'd like to share with our listeners that you've enjoyed reading?
Yeah. One of my favorite people that sort of give me positive strength every day is Grant Cardone. And I would highly recommend reading The 10X Rule. It's what helped me reach my potential. It's kind of what helped me make a decision to kind of go beyond what I thought was possible. And in all honesty, he has helped me change my life and become a huge success. So I owe a lot to that man and just think that he's somebody who has inspired me to become really successful.
Very cool. He puts on a lot of big seminars and things too, I believe, where thousands of people come in. He gets them all fired up. Kind of reminds me a bit of Tony Robbins and what he does in that respect of unleashing your personal power and helping you realize that you can do far more than you think you can do. So fantastic. Well, listeners, you can find links to all these things Rachel has been so kind to share on her Cars Yeah show notes page. Go to carsyeah.com, type in Rachel Blatt, Blatt, and that page will pop right up. All right, Rachel, we are up to the checkered flag, and this last question can be a bit of a doozy, but it's a fun thought. Today, I'm going to buy you any cool collector car, fancy car, whatever, a second fun car to have in your garage, not a daily driver. But there's a couple rules to this game. One is it's the only cool collector car you can own, so choose wisely. You have to drive it. No garage queens allowed here. I want you to get out and enjoy this vehicle when the sun's out or whenever you want to drive it. And you can't sell it to finance your business or buy a bunch of other cars with. So you got to keep it, so choose wisely.
Thank you for that one. I am choosing the Audi TT. I think it's the first car that I ever really had my heart set on that I wanted, as something that I could have in my own collection one day. And there's a little bit of sentimental behind that too. My nickname for my husband is T, the letter T. And so,
okay.
yeah, that's one of the reasons. But also, I would love to drive that vehicle, and I've had my eye on it for a long time. And they make it in purple.
Oh, well, there you go. So are we talking about I'm going to buy you a new Audi TT these days or an older model?
I think you could buy me a new one. I'll just take purple. And I know that might sound silly, but it has to be a stick shift.
Okay. Well, I like that. No problem at all. I'll get to work on that for you. Rachel, you've taken me on a fun ride today. And I know a great company that can transport it from wherever I find it to where you live. So that's covered as well. You've taken me on a great ride today. I've enjoyed learning more about you. I want to thank you for sharing your journey and being part of Women's History Month here on Cars Yeah. Could you offer us one little parting piece of wisdom or guidance before you drive off into the sunset in that purple Audi TT?
I just want to say I'm so honored to be on your show. And one little advice is just to keep saying yes. There's a lot of opportunities out there. Some of them may not take you down the road that you want to go on, but if you don't ever try it, you'll never know. Say yes more often. That's how I kind of got to hook up with you. And I just think this is an amazing opportunity. So thank you for having me. And that's my advice, to say yes more often.
Great advice. That's fantastic. And again, what are the different ways that our listeners can get a hold of you and learn more about your company to help them move their vehicles around?
The best way to find us on social media, and we are on Instagram and Facebook, is at Royalty Ships. And then again, our website is www.royaltyships.com. Our company is Royalty Logistics, and we'd love to take care of all of your transportation needs. Let us know if we can help you. We'd love for any one of your listeners to become a part of our royal family. So thank you for having me.
There you go. Well, listeners, again, you can find these links on Rachel's show notes page on the Cars Yeah website. Check them out on social media, Instagram, Facebook. I think you're going to like what you find. Rachel, thanks again for being so generous today with your time and expertise and for sharing your many experiences with the Cars Yeah listeners. Until you and I talk again, I'll see you down the road.
Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome. You take care of your cars, but who takes care of your investments? Tune-ups aren't just for engines. Updating your financial plan is important too. Your GPS may take you from A to B, but it won't help you on the road to financial freedom. For that, you need a good co-pilot and a very trusted advisor. Chris Kimball, CFP, is just the man for the job. He'll guide you down that road without driving you crazy. For over 25 years, Chris has helped people just like you and me with their financial planning and investments. With a master's degree in financial services, he is eminently qualified, and he's a car guy too. Learn more at chrisvkimball.com or call 866-ON-A-PLAN. Securities through Money Concepts Capital Corp. Member FINRA SIPC. CK Financial Services is not affiliated with Money Concepts Capital Corp.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's ride here at Cars Yeah. Drive on over to carsyeah.com to find show notes and inspiring automotive fun. Download your free copy of Filler Up, a fun book filled with gorgeous photographs of fuel filler fun, including quotes from more inspiring automotive enthusiasts. Download your copy today, and we'll see you next time on Cars Yeah.